So this is the first topic on the second module. So whatever things that we have learned till now, it was on very elementary level. We learned about keyword, variables, operators, namespace, right? So those are the things which are required to come up with some statement, some very functional, very elementary functional code. Now we will start adding some level of complexity on top of it, right? So far whatever program we have seen, it will execute sequentially, it will execute line by line. But what if we want to jump our control at any point of time, or if we want to repeat any part of the code multiple times, right? So for those kind of tasks we need to have a knowledge of control statements. So when I say control statement, I basically means we need to be aware about the concepts in Python that will help you to navigate your control the way you want. For example, what happens is, like, if you have written a big bulky program, right? It has consist of, let's say, 1,000 number of lines, and there's a small part of it which needs to be executed multiple times. So in order to do that, you need to know the concept of loop, right? So this is the one condition. The other condition may be like, you want to execute a particular sentence or a statement only if certain condition is true. For example, you want to make a decision that whether you should take umbrella with you when you go out of your home. So that decision of taking an umbrella depends upon multiple factors, right? It depends upon whether it's going to rain or not today, whether it's going to be very much sunny today, right? So that kind of concept is covered in if else statements, right? So today we will be focusing on if else sentence. Maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow we can start looking into loop part. And the moment this module is completed, you will be in position to write some complex code, right? Then later we will look on the object oriented feature of Python. We're gonna see class, we're gonna see polymorphism, all those things. But this, after completing this module, if you want to pursue data science, you will be in a positions to write codes and understand any code for implementing any algorithm, for implementing any project. Okay, so in control statements, first of all, let us see what is the if statement. Okay, and if you are comfortable with C or C++, this would be very easy for you, right? So any sentence which are under if block, it will execute only if that statement, if that expression is true, right? For example, what is syntax for defining a if statement? We start with keyword if, and then you write your expression that you want to test. If this expression is correct, then only whatever statement that you have given in the if block, so this is called if block, right? Because this is within if statement, this is the body of if statement. So if this expression is true, then only this statement will get executed, right? So
Yes.
so let's take an example of it. Okay, so you want to see if a person is minor or not. Okay, so when we say a person is minor, if its age is less than or equal to 18, right? So you can write something like this. If you want to implement a if statement here, if sorry, age is smaller than equal to 18, right, then print person is minor. Okay, and this age is a variable, and this, who will give this age? Maybe your user will give an age. So we can take this age as the user input, right? And we want that input to be always integer. Okay, yeah. So if the user will give input, let's say I want to give 15, right? So person is minor, because 15 is less than equal to 18, this statement will get executed. What if I give an input where this statement will get false? Let's see what happens. Again, now I'm giving you an input as 30. right? It will not print anything. Why it's taking this much time? Wait. Yeah, let me give you. Yeah, see, it did not print anything, right? It did not print this line. Print person is minor. It did not print this line. Why? Because this expression is evaluated as false, because 30 is not less than equal to 18, right? So basic funda that we want to remember here is the body of if statement will only and only get executed if this expression is true. And if this expression is not true, nothing will happen. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So this is the flow chart for if statement, right? So see, what happens is this is the test for expression. If this expression is true, then only it will go to the body of if statement, right? But if the expression itself is false, then it will not go to the body of if statement. It will directly go to the next line. For example, let's try to complicate this a bit more. I'm writing the another statement here. I am not in the body of if statement. Okay. So if now if the user will give an input 30, what is your guess? What would be printed in the screen?
I'm not in the body of this statement.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. It will not go to the block, if block, right? It will directly go to the next line, which is there after if statement. So it printed this one. But if I give input as 10, now tell me what would be the output?
The person is minor.
Yes, correct. Yep. And this one also?
And this will also print. Huh?
Yes, yes. If this statement is true, the control will go and print this one. After that, the control will come out of this if block and it will print the next subsequent line.
Yeah.
Right? So is it clear?
Yes.
The concept of if
Yes.
is clear?
Yes.
Nice, cool. Yeah. There's another small program for if statement where we want to check if the number is positive. Right? And if the number is positive, we would be printing something. So here what I'm doing is I'm defining a variable num, I'm assigning 3 to it, and I'm checking if this variable, if the data which is stored in this variable is greater than 0 or not, right? So obviously here 3 is greater than 0. So this will get printed. Number 3 is positive number. See, this got printed. Now I'm checking. Now I have defined num is equals to -1, right? Now I'm checking if num is greater than 0 or not. No, num is not greater than 0 because I have defined num is equals to -1. So this will not get printed, right? So here let's run this one, what it has to say. Yeah, see, this did not get printed, this got printed, this is always this is also printed, right? Is it clear? It did not print, right? -1 is positive number, it did not print because this condition got
Yeah.
false.
Yeah. Yes, it is clear.
Nice. Let me keep this into separate cell. Right. Okay, so this was the story of if statement. Okay, now if you look here carefully, what we are doing is if the statement is true, we are executing some set of instruction. But if the statement is false, then we are not doing anything, right? We are directly going to the next line of control and we are implementing that line. But what if we want to implement another set of instruction? I mean, I want to have a scenario like if this particular expression is true, then execute this thing. If this expression is false, then execute this set of thing, right? So in that case, if that is a functionality you want to implement, in that case you want to use if else sentence. Okay, and how the syntax of if else sentence is, first of all, again you need to write a keyword if, and you will define your expression, right? If this expression is true, then the body of if statement will execute. If this expression is false, then it will go to else part and it will implement the body of else, right? Now let's see how the flow chart of this looks. First of all, it will test the expression. If the if the expression is true, then it will go to the if block. If the expression is false, it will go to the body of else block, right? Also, one thing, remember, this is a mutually exclusive operation. That means either if block will execute it or else block will get executed. It will not happen that both the block will get executed at a time for a one particular scenario, right? Now, same example if we'll take the minor example which I wrote here. If I'll take the same example, right? So now we want to mention to user whether this person is minor or not. So we have already written a code where if this statement is true, we'll say that person is minor. But if what if this statement gets false, then we'll write another print statement which will say that person is not okay. So now let's say I'm giving an input of 50. So now it says that person is not minor because this statement got false. So it will not enter into if block, it will go to the else block and it will implement whatever things I have written in else block. Clear?
Yes.
So easy, right? It is easy.
Yeah, I heard about if else, but if like
Yep.
another one is there, elif.
Yep.
Elif I never heard of in Java or any other programming language.
Yep. So
It
this
is there in Python only?
yes, it is there in Python only. So yeah, so we'll go to that part also, but in the starting two part, do you have any doubt?
No.
Okay, then you tell me what would be the answer of this one. Now I think you're comfortable with if else. Let's see. Let's take this example, right, where I am using if else sentence and the program is to check if the number is positive or negative. Here I am having a value 3 stored in num variable. Okay, right? So now I would like to request you to explain what will get printed. I know it's very easy. You can just see and tell me that it will print the number is positive or 0. This will get printed, but I want you how this will print this particular line, how the flow of control would be. That is what I want to know. So like if anybody can tell me how this line will get printed, I'll understand that you have understood this concept.
Enter the number, then you already entered num -5, right?
Here I have written 3.
3.
Yeah. See, I have mentioned num is equals to -5, but this is commented, right? I have put a hashtag here. So control will ignore this line. So my input is 3 only.
Yeah. So 3 is greater than equal to 0. It will check. And then, it is greater. So it will print positive.
Yes.
Correct. Or 0.
Yes. So the next point is, will it go for this part also?
No, it will not go.
It will not go, right? So
Mhm.
what if I do something like this? Then how the flow of control will change?
So it is, but it will not execute if statements. A number is not greater than or equal to 0. So it will skip that if statement and go to the else statement and print the print negative number.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So yeah, so I'll assume that this is something that you have understood really well. Right. Okay. Now moving ahead. Now we'll go to if else part. Okay. Here I think I should write if else part. Do I have a separate? No. Okay. Cool. Now just imagine a situation, right? Where you want to implement multiple logics based on the testability of an expression. For example, let's say that you want to categorize people based on their age. You want to categorize people as young or middle-aged people or senior citizen people, like this. Okay, we want to categorize people into these three buckets based on their age, right? And the decision boundary that you were using is like, if the person age is smaller than equal to 18, then I'll say that the person is young. If the person age is between 18 to 45, I'll say that person is middle age. If the person age is more than 45, then I'm saying that the person is old. Okay, right? So the problem statement is clear. So we'll say how we will implement this one. Okay, so again, first of all, I'm defining a variable age, right? I'm taking this input from user, right? Now I'll check first of all if the age is smaller than equal to 18 or not. So age smaller than equal to 18, right? If this condition is true, then what will print? Will print that person is young. Young, let's say we say that young. Okay, or minor. Since you mentioned minor, we'll say that minor. Okay. Now, if the person age is between 19 and 45, then here I'm using elif. If the person age is smaller than equal to 45, print person is middle age. Okay. Now, if he's having anything beyond 45, then we'll say that the person is old.
But if age is less than or equal to 45, if you
Mhm.
try to input, if
Mhm.
you try to input even 16, it will give you middle age then.
How? Yeah, I perfectly get your point. Yeah. So that was the first question even I also had when I started learning this if else thing. Okay, I'll clear your doubt. Okay. So let's say that you have you have given input. First of all, let us check what happens if I'm giving an input as 16. It says that person is minor. It did not say the person is middle age. Now I'll tell you how it is saying that person is minor and it is not saying person is middle age. Okay, so my age is 16 here. Okay, so this variable is storing 16. Now it will check if 16 is smaller than 18 or not. It is, right? So here the output of this expression is what? True. Correct? Right. So the moment it is true, it will print this line and it will not bother to check about these lines. It will not even check if else it will not even check else, because the first statement itself got true. It will implement this logic and it will not go to if else block and else block. The control will not even bother to see what is the output of this expression, right? If the control gets fail here, I mean, if the control gets an input of false here, in that case only it will go to if else block and then else block. You're getting?
Yep.
Is it 100% clear?
Yes.
Now let's say that I'm giving an input here 19. Okay, so it should print a person is middle age. The person is middle age. How it has printed middle age? First of all, it will check if 19 is smaller than 18 or not. False, right? 19 is not smaller than 18. So this part it will not execute because this expression got false. Now it will go to if else block. And now it will check if 19 is smaller than 45 or not. Yes, 19 is smaller than 45 or 45. So this block will get executed because this if else is now true. Since this is true, it will not bother to go for else statement. Right? You see how the flow of control is changing with each input. Now let's say that we want to give an input of 50. It should print the person is old. It said the person is old. Now how the control of flow is happening? It will first of all check if 50 is smaller than 18 or not. No, it is not. So this will not get implemented. Now it will check if 50 is smaller than 45 or not. No, this is not correct. This will not get implemented. Now after that, what is left? This block is only left, right? So it has to implement this part because nothing is left after this. So it has to implement this block and it will print that person is old. Is it clear? Okay, now there is a one fun stuff here. What if I put my age as -1? What would be the input? I mean, what would be the output of this program?
Invalid.
Person minor.
Correct. The person is minor. You're absolutely correct. Because this statement gets true, right? The moment this is true, it will print this one. It will not bother to go for this one. So see, you see the point to bring. Yes. So the point to bring this example is, before we actually pass our input to this block, we have to make sure that whatever user is giving, it is valid only, right? Because if the user is giving some invalid value, your program will implement, your program will function properly, but at the output you'll get some garbage value, which is not really making sense. So you have to make sure that whatever user is giving, that user input is correct. Okay. So now what we can do is, like, we can write another set of if else statement here. If age is negative, then we'll say that user input is invalid, else print user input is valid. Okay, so this is a kind of a sanity check we are doing. So now if I do something like -10, which is an invalid input from user, it will say that user input is invalid. Okay, but still it implemented this person is in minor because as per the logic it is making sense. Now if you want to make this further concrete, right? So what we can do is we will implement this block only and only when the user input is valid, and when the user input is invalid, we will not implement any logic. Okay. So how do we implement that? Let's say that I am adding another variable here, validity, and I'm assigning 0 to it. Okay. So first of all, we'll check if the user input is valid or not. If the user input is valid, then we are assigning 1 to this. Okay. And now if we are checking if validity is 1, right? In that case only implement this logic. Otherwise, or only we can keep it as within if block only. Okay. So now here I have tried to show you the concept of nested if else block. You see this, if else if and else block are within your if block. This concept is called nesting of if else. Now if I implement this logic, first of all it will ask the user input. Let's say that I am giving a user input as 15, which is a valid input, right? So it will implement the logic and it will say that the user input is valid. Okay. Just a second. Here I think this should go to this one user. If the user input is valid, then only we are making validity as 1. So if I'm giving my input as 15, in that case only this block will get executed. But if my user input is invalid, let's say I'm giving an invalid input, let's say I'm giving -16, then it will say that the user input is invalid and it will not implement this block. It will implement this block only and only when the user input is valid. Understood this block? Is it clear?
Yeah, Ashutosh.
Mhm.
Alternatively, you wrote like if age is less than 18,
Mhm.
can we implement like age greater than 0 less than 18? That kind of thing here.
Yes, we can do. Okay, so yeah, let's try to further make it a little bit more complex to implement your point here. Okay, so right now I am doing here age is less than equal to 45. Okay, I can set a range also here. Okay, so let's say that age is less than 45. Let's say that age is if else as if age greater than equal to 19, or and here I'll write and. I need to check if this and will happen or this will. Okay, let me check if this works. I'll give a valid input. Let's see what it has to do. Yeah, see. Do you understand what change I have made? Now, instead of directly saying that check if the age is smaller than 45 or not, I can set a range also. Now I'm checking if the age is greater than equal to 19 and it is smaller than 45. In that case, it will print a person is middle age. Right? So I think this was your doubt, right? You wanted to understand if you can put the range also. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. So just take a minute and recall how we started with just a simple if block, just a simple if statement. Then we added else block here. Then we added if else here. Then we performed nesting of if else. Then we played a bit with operators. We add here comparison operator. We add here logical operator. Right? We tested the validity of user input. we created a logic which will get implemented only and only when the user input is valid. If the user input is not valid, it will say that the user input is not valid, right? Let's say I'm giving some invalid input here. It will say that the user input is invalid and it will not implement anything here. Okay. So this part is okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the part which I've covered right now. If, elif, and else, right? For theory, you can go through the PDF, but I have covered the concept part of it. This is a flow chart where it tests if the expression is true or not. If it is true, it will go to the if block. If statement is false, it will go to the if else part. If else part or elif part is false, it will go to the body of else part. Okay. And then we covered the nested if else, where you can put multiple if, elif, or if else within a single if. Okay. Now let's do some little bit of more hands-on to implement everything that we have learned today in a single program. Okay. Or I think we can play with this program a bit more to implement few of the other things that we have learned in the previous class. Okay. Now I just wanted to take a quick test kind of thing here. You just I'll just point the operator and you have to tell me which operator it is. Okay. So tell me what which operator is this?
Assignment.
Correct. Which operator is this?
Less than.
Yeah, it is less than sign, but
Assignment.
this is not assignment
only.
operator. This is not assigning
No, no.
anything.
No, not at all.
Comparison.
It's like
Yes.
comparison, comparative.
Absolutely. This is comparison operator. Now tell me which operator is this one? This is
Increment.
no, we don't. We haven't learned any operator named increment operator.
No. It's like again assign.
Yes, this is assignment operator. Here, what we are doing, we are incrementing by 1 and assigning into.
Is it?
Yes, this is assignment operator.
Yeah.
This one
Equal to like checking, like comparing.
this is called equality operator. All right, we are checking if this validity is having value of 1 or not. This is equality operator. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm making this quick exercises in a lot of written round in lot of companies interview, when you'll have a test on Python, they will give some random expression and they'll ask that which operator is this one. They will highlight that operator with putting some box over there, and they'll ask that please mention the name of operator which is enclosed in a box. Okay. This is again a comparison operator. Now tell me which operator is this one? This is the logical operator. Okay. We are checking if this age is greater than 19 or if the age is smaller than 45. Okay. Now let's say that I want to add another logic on top of it. I want to further segregate this. So let's say I am saying that if the person age is more than 100, then this is an outlier case because this is not at all normal, right? So in order to implement that part, what do I need to do? I need to write another if else. Right. So I'll just modify this one. Elif age is more than equal to 46 and age is less than equal to 100. Then I'm saying that the person age is very old. Otherwise, if the person age is more than 100, then I'm saying that outlier. Okay. So first of all, it will ask for input. Let's say I'm giving a 90. So it should say that person age is old. Person is old. It said person is old. Now, if I do something like 100 and 101, it should say that the person is outlier, right? So you can make it like you can increase the length of your nested if body. You can put as many number of if else statement you want, but always remember, if you're writing a if else statement, it should always end with else statement. No matter you can put, I mean, you can put 100 number of elif here, but it should always end with else statement here. Okay. So we'll stop today at this point. I'll spin a bridge of 15-minute right after this call, and if you have any doubt or if you want to share anything or if you want to ask anything, you can clarify those things in that call, right? But I would sincerely like to request you, whatever things that we have covered today, please try at your end once, because this is something which would require some practice. Okay.
Can you pick up another program in 5 minutes? If
Yeah,
else,
yeah, I can take another example. So we'll do that in another call, in 15-minute call, which I'll send the link of that.